是加拿大华语的口译协会。那么这个协会的成立呢，主要是针对呢在加拿大的有证的、有执照的口译员和笔译员。那这个成立的这个协会呢，大概有3个宗旨。第一个呢是要提高呢我们译者的知识，第二个呢是要给他们创造工作机会，第三个呢是这是一个专业，所以我们要提倡呢，要是有这个保险的口译笔译。所以呢，这是这个协会。那现在呢，这个协会呢，刚刚开始的时候是非常小的，发展到现在呢，已经是有100多位这个会员。那么在最近呢，我们这个就是在去年开始跟加拿大最大的这个就是语言服务公司 Apcitg Language Solutions 跟他们在一起呢进行合作，他给我们的口译员提供了呢非常多的工作机会。而且呢，就是我们跟他呢有这个签约。今天呢，这个会啊是我们的第3届Apcitg的年会。年会呢就是回顾过去，展望未来。所以呢，今天呢我们会呢说一下我们过去的就是完成的任务和呢就是制定一些新的目标。谢谢你们的支持。
My name is I'm Executive Director of Apcitg Language Solutions, and we provide interpretation, translation, and training services, and we provide services to government bodies across Canada. Our services are provided in 300 languages, and we actually have over 50 different language-related services. So anything that has to do with languages, we do. Subtitling, captioning, dubbing, anything. And we started 30 years ago, so this is our 30th anniversary. We're very happy to have this partnership with Apcitg and CITG.
So why you want to support Apcitg?
I've known Jennifer Zai for many years. I know she's a very consummate professional, and when she came to us, or we got to know that she had started her own organization and that she was mobilizing talent from the Chinese community from across Canada to provide the same services that we do. We knew that we could rely on the quality that she would deliver on, and then we've now gotten into a partnership where CITG, the business arm of the company, is the exclusive provider of interpreter training to the Chinese community across Canada, and we are very happy to have this partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd annual meeting of Apcitg, Association of Can Professional Chinese Interpreters and Translators. Thank you for being with us here tonight for this special event. Thank you. And my name is Monica. I will be your MC for tonight. For those of you who have attended Apcitg's previous annual meetings, I'm sure you know how productive and exciting these meetings get. And this year's was particularly worth looking forward to not only because Apcitg has made so much progress, and the founder was very excited to share all the news with you, but more importantly tonight we have some honored, distinguished guests from MCIS Language Solutions with us. Now please allow me to introduce them to you one by one. Let's put our hands together for Ms. Lata Sukumar, Executive Director. And we're also very pleased to have Mr. Lester Corbally, Director of Sales and Marketing. And next we also have Ms. Amal Dwick, Enrollment Coordinator with us tonight. Last but not least, we're pleased to also have Ms. Alicia Ludwig, Account Manager. Thank you very much. Moving right along, I'd like to invite Ms. Lata Sukumar, Executive Director from MCIS, to give us a few words. Thank you.
You won't be able to see me over the podium, so I'm going to move and perhaps speak from here. Maybe I'll sit. Is that okay? Or I can even go and sit there. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great privilege and an honor to be here tonight, especially because we're celebrating the launch of a wonderful partnership between MCIS and CITG, the business arm of Apcitg. What I'd like to do is, first of all, start out by telling you a little joke. Is that okay? Okay. This is an interpreter joke. So at the beginning of a presentation, a Chinese speaker cracked a joke through the interpreter at a meeting, and after a few seconds, the whole room burst into laughter. He was very pleased, and finally some people had appreciated the joke. So at the end of the meeting, he asked the interpreter, "You know, I've cracked that same joke many times, and not many people have laughed. You must be really good. I wonder how you managed to translate it." So the interpreter replied, "I simply said, the Chinese man has just cracked a joke, so please laugh." So I'm going to tell you a little bit about MCIS. Lester will tell you more. I want to talk a little bit about the history because it's really important for everyone here to understand what our purpose is and why this organization was started in the first place. So 30 years ago, when it was first started, a lot of new immigrants were moving into Canada, and many of them were settling in Scarborough. And at that time, there were a lot of people in situations of domestic violence. And community agencies that worked in Scarborough realized that these people were not being able to, they weren't getting the help that they needed in these situations of abuse. So they got together and started a small interpreter service, which was not incorporated. About 8 interpreters were trained, and the government provided them with a grant to run a pilot program. Fast forward to 1995, the organization started to grow. There were now 25 interpreters and 40 different agencies that were accessing services, all in Scarborough, and all to help victims of domestic violence. So it was incorporated as a not-for-profit, and I joined the organization in 1996. My own history is that of a lawyer. So I studied law here at Osgoode, and prior to that I did my master's in women's studies and focused on issues of domestic violence. So when I graduated from law school, I worked at the Attorney General's office, and I found that the cases that we were prosecuting involved women in situations of domestic violence or children who were victims of child abuse. And in many situations where immigrant women were having to take the stand, women would take their statement back or say the abuse never happened. And the reason for that is because they never received the support throughout the investigation process with the police or with the crowns during the preparation for the case to actually make their case properly. And so they did not trust the system. As a result, many of these cases failed, and these women would have to go back into their abusive relationships and homes, which was really sad for me. It was a very heartbreaking situation. So when I finished law school and graduated and was called to the bar, I was working for a small law firm, and I then found MCIS, this very tiny organization located in a warehouse outlet in Scarborough, and they were looking for an executive director. They were not going to pay me a big salary. There were only 2.5 staff. It was a really, run-down part of the city. And I was thinking, I've studied so many years and this is what my life has come to. But I felt a tug because it felt like my cause had found me. It was really important for me to work with victims of domestic violence and especially to help them access the legal system, which is precisely what MCIS was doing. However, what we decided to do was, we said we can't just be limited to that, because these women and more newcomers were coming and settling in Canada needed access to all kinds of services. So we decided to expand the scope of what we did. We went after numerous funding grants and so on. And sometime in 2006, our board decided that we would become a social enterprise. So we would actually run a business arm whereby we would go out and earn money to help the people that deserve to be helped. So that's basically a brief history. Fast forward to today, we serve over 800 government organizations and all levels of government across Canada, and many not-for-profits across Canada, and we are in almost every province. We provide services in 300 languages, but most important of all, and that's the reason why we are here today, is we run a training program that is considered one of the best in the country. We have graduated so far over the last 2 decades over 3,000 interpreters in over 300 languages, and we are delighted, and actually goes back because Jennifer or Gia and I met 19 years ago in the year 2000 when she joined one of our training programs, and she was one of our star students and one of our star interpreters, and then she is a star entrepreneur today. And we're so happy to launch this partnership with this esteemed professional and all of the people that are sitting on the dais today from CITG and Apcitg. And we thank all the interpreters who are in our midst today who already work with either one of our organizations, because you do amazing work. Your work is so important, and it actually makes a huge impact on the lives of people. You don't even realize how important your work is. But I just wanted to conclude by saying a couple of things. So this training that has been developed over the last 20 years is now being delivered through online and in-person programs. And for the first time, we have given CITG exclusive rights to offer the training to Chinese-speaking persons from all of the Chinese dialects. And for the first time, we are actually able to offer this training across Canada in person through CITG, which is amazing for us. And also, we will be delivering online programs as well. We have worked with them for several years. They have helped us out when we've had huge demand for Chinese interpreters for our parent-teacher meetings and so on, and we recognized immediately how professional they are and how committed they are, which is the reason for this partnership. So I'm going to stop here. I also want to say that our training is so good that it has been actually recognized by Glendon College, York University, towards their first year masters for the conference interpreter program. So if people have taken the first year our training, they don't have to go through the first year of the master's program, which is an amazing thing in and of itself. So I would encourage people who haven't taken the training to take it through CITG, because it's the same training that we offer, which will also be recognized by Glendon and other partners of ours. And we also have a partnership in Europe with the University of Strasbourg for our translator training program. So if you want to know more about the translator training program, you can ask Lester here. But I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to a great evening and learning more from everybody else. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming this evening. It's our pleasure to have you here for this big announcement. And we could go to our first slide. Great. I'm here today to talk to you about a unique partnership that we're really proud to participate in. It's a partnership that's going to be amongst 3 different organizations, starting off with CITG, Apcitg, as well as us, MCIS. And before I get into this further, I just want to tell you that we're really happy to partner with Gia. I had the opportunity to meet her a year ago when we were in desperate need of Mandarin and Cantonese interpreters. And this happens annually. Our business is very cyclical, there's seasonality, and come every November, there is parents-teachers meetings that happen throughout the GTA. Not only GTA, I should also say in Southern Ontario. So you also have it in Hamilton, Brampton, Scarborough. And we ran into a little problem where during 2 days, we had over probably 180 Chinese assignments to fulfill. In terms of Chinese, I mean mainly Mandarin and Cantonese. And we probably were able to fulfill 50, 60%. But lo and behold, within 2 to 3 days, we had an old friend that used to work with us that came our way, and we found out that she had her own business. And Gia was able to approach the community and help us out tremendously, and we're never going to forget that. And we were astonished with the quality, the efficiency of all the interpreters that worked with her and that were members of the Apcitg. So, looking at our business, MCIS, I'd say Mandarin/Cantonese is probably our third top language that we interpret for today in Canada. Number 1 being Arabic. Number 1 and number 2 going back and forth is Spanish and Mandarin. So it's a real important language for us. And we've been always proud of the fact that we've trained a lot of people throughout the years. As Lata mentioned, over 3,000 interpreters have gone through our doors. And to us, training is important because we want to focus on quality. And not only that, we want to bring down language barriers. But the problem we have in this industry is for languages of lesser diffusion, it's really hard to find qualified people. So we had the opportunity to work with the provincial government, come up with some fantastic training, and we've been successful. We've churned out some amazing interpreters that have been with us for several years. And what I find is really unique and amazing is the fact that now we have the opportunity to take this to the next level. We didn't think it was possible. And seeing what Gia has done with CITG and the quality she's churned, and I saw firsthand during the parents-teachers meeting, I was ecstatic when she told me about how she's currently training and how they use the Chinese language where we train mainly in English. It's language independent. So we figured, hey, it's one of our top 3 languages. We want to have the best possible quality across Canada, and Gia's got this going already. Now, this is a great opportunity for a partnership. It's a win-win situation. And we're so happy that this has finally come together. And in the next slide or 2, you'll see what our strategy is going forward. But Gia has a great format. It's hybrid. It incorporates our online as well as in classroom, makes it interactive, very unique. And we're hoping someday to do the same thing maybe with Arabic and Spanish. So you guys are extremely lucky to have this opportunity. So I am hoping that going forward, the graduates that come out of CITG become members of Apcitg. And when this happens, we want you guys to work with us. We love the opportunity to have you come and join our roster. So starting next week, Gia's going to start transferring to us a list of interpreters, maybe some translators as well, across Canada that we're going to introduce to our roster MCIS directly. She's done a fantastic job today of going out there, reaching interpreters to work with us, but there's so much involved in that. It's a major process. So she's going to be focusing mainly on the training aspect of it, which we're ecstatic about. We get to enjoy this quality. And we're asking all of you, when that opportunity comes up to work directly with us, is please take it seriously. We've got a lot to offer. We're not going to keep you busy all the time, but I could commit one thing to you. When it comes to technology, we're at the cutting edge. So today, the majority of people do face-to-face interpretation. Great, we get paid for 2 hours of assignments, but something else has really picked up because of the smartphone that kicked in 10 years ago. New opportunities, new technologies are expanding your portfolio of services. So now today, people could do immediate telephone, scheduled telephone. They could work for call centers straight from their homes. And the other one that I think is a real amazing service that's really going to take over in the near future is video interpretation. A lot of hospitals, as you know, we go there, we're there for 2 hours. The assignment actually takes place in 5 to 10 minutes and you're paid for the 2 hours. They're smart. The government has budget cuts. They're a little more frugal, they're a little more careful with their money, so I could see maybe in the next 2-3 years there's going to be a lot more video interpretation. The good news is we're ready, we're there, we've got everything in place. We just need the right people, and the people have to be trained for the needs of our customers. And as Lata said, we have over 800 customers that we deal with. A lot of them are hospitals, legal firms, we're working with courts, and municipal governments, provincial governments, and federal governments. We've been extremely successful, but this is just in Canada. Think of it. With technology, you have the opportunity not only to work in Toronto, where the majority of you are located, or the GTA, but now we can move into other provinces where MCIS has the business. Sometimes we have challenges filling these assignments. You can help us working from your home by adopting these technologies. And you can work in other regions. For instance, as I mentioned, parents-teacher nights coming up. We want your assistance. It's cyclical, so it comes and goes, but there are other things out there that could keep you busy. And I'm happy to announce that starting in November, December timeframe, we've locked a new business in the London area. I know I've talked to a few people here from Linden, from the corridor of Kitchener. We are expanding. We're opening up 2 major hospitals. They're probably going to be our largest. There's going to be opportunities, and we love to share that with you. And the necessary training that goes along with it, we're hoping to reach the capacity that we need by having Gia churn out these students for us. And not only that, we've seen some great stuff in Ottawa. We do all the hospitals in Ottawa. We've got some fantastic Mandarin and Cantonese interpreters that's been provided to us. But one thing we've really focused on for the past 3 years, and it's really grown tremendously, is Western Canada. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, we believe, in BC. We've got them today. In Alberta, Saskatchewan, as well as Manitoba. And those are jobs that we're going to hire people that She trains across all of Canada, but also people that work from home. We're hoping to have you take part in this. But saying that is, I want you to be busy all the time. I know a lot of you don't have a lot of assignments, so please look at these different services, and please, I'm pleading, go to our competitors. There's a lot of great language service providers in Toronto that do a great job. They have different customers from ours that complement, what we're doing today. So everybody's got their piece of the pie, but we want you to be busy. Sign up with them. So they have the choice. If they need someone Mandarin in a specific location, they could see your name on the list. We could see your name on the list. Everyone could see your name on the list. You're going to keep busy, and you're going to be there 5, 10, hopefully 20 years as a professional interpreter, because we need you guys. Just think of it. Every year, over 325,000 to 350,000 new immigrants come into Canada. We're like around 37, 38 million. We still have to grow, and we have a welcoming policy today where new immigrants, refugees, the doors open to them. And that's going to create more and more demand. Embrace technology, take advantage of it. It could expand your portfolio, and it's going to keep you busy. But also, don't forget, work with our competitors. We want you around in the industry. We want to make the difference. We're not for profit. So our goal is not to make money. Our goal is to fulfill the needs out there of these new immigrants, these new refugees, bring down the language barrier. And we're looking towards you to assist us in making that happen. So, the good news is technology is taking another step further. We've invested recently in something called Interpreter Intelligence. It's a new IMS system which launched July 1st. And we're running it for 3 months. It's a system that matches interpreter profiles with a client in a specific region. It's very, very efficient. So automatically we could assign, confirm, close assignments, and it takes minimal effort. Everything's automated. The beauty of this is it's fair. So everybody has the same chance of getting an assignment, and it's broadcasted out. You can see it on your phone, once again, using technology. What's available, you get an email, you respond that you're available or not, and from that, you get the assignment. And you get to focus on what really counts. And there's no more bringing papers around. You can close the assignments automatically with your own smartphone through this application. And I think this is going to be a win-win situation for everybody. It's going to enable you to be efficient with you managing your schedule as well. Not only for us, but with other LSPs. So technology is a friend. Don't be scared, is what I'm saying. So one last point I want to bring to you is we will start, as I committed to Gia, to bring you guys on board next week. She's going to give us lists. We're going to work with our recruitment department that's going to look into this, but we're asking you, please help us out when it comes to providing information that's needed to set up your profiles so you could be a part of this interpreter intelligence system. We have to build a profile, and we need the necessary information and the backing information, like your certificates that you get from CITG. You're a member of Apcitg. Those are all crucial things. And telling us if you've got any other certificates or where you've worked before in a resume, they're all very important, and these will help you get future assignments. So once again, I want to thank you all for this opportunity. We're honored that we're going to work closely with Apcitg, and I look forward to a long and prosperous future for all of us. Thank you.